The Seahawks are entering the second half of 2023. And after that loss to the Baltimore Ravens last week, Seattle currently sits at 5-3. How will the Seahawks fare as we enter the final stretch of the season? We're going to go game by game and break down every one of them. And I'll give you my final record prediction for how the next half of the season will go in this edition of Seahawks Today. The midseason outlook for the Seahawks right now: 5-3, tied for the third best record in the NFC, which also ties them for the best record in the NFC West. The tiebreaker for the division currently belongs to the San Francisco 49ers. You still have 2 games ahead against San Francisco. More on that later. The Seahawks are kind of mid right now. Not, I would say, how some people talk about Margot Robbie as mid, which is just ridiculous, by the way. But, kind of just actual mid at this point. 17th in the league in scoring offense, 21.4 points per game. 22nd in the league in scoring defense, 21.9 points per game. Technically speaking, they are allowing more points than they are scoring points on the season at this point, despite being 2 games above 500 here. We'll go over the games in just a moment, but first, the next game ahead for the Seahawks is against the Washington Commanders, the Commies. We are in a sub-battle this week with our Commanders channel. Here's what I want you to do. If you haven't already, subscribe now. Sub for Seahawks Dubs. We don't want to just beat the Commies on the football field. We want to beat them off the football field as well. Show why you guys are the best fans of the National Football League. Sub for Dubs. Join the family. Subscribe now to Seahawks Today. Let's win this sub-battle this week. Let's start off with this weekend's game against the Commanders. I'm feeling pretty good about the Seahawks' chances here, and timing is everything. Chase Young is gone, Montez Sweat is gone, and the Seahawks are looking for that get-back opportunity. This is a great chance to do so, taking on this Commanders team. I'm feeling really good coming back at home in front of the 12s again. I think Seattle's going to be okay. Commanders have a terrible offensive line. Seahawks should be in good shape there and really capitalize on getting after Sam Howell. Then you take on the Rams. Rematch, this time in Los Angeles. I don't see the Seahawks losing 2 in a row, getting swept by the Rams here. Look, the Rams, I don't know what to think of the Rams. Sometimes they've looked really good. Other times they've just looked, bleak, right? And they have a lot of holes on that team. There's some talented players. I mean, you have one of the best defensive players of all time and Aaron Donald on one side, but then you have a lot of weaknesses in some other parts of that roster here. I think that's a good opportunity for the Seahawks to get their revenge there. The winning doesn't stop there. I got 3 in a row for the Seahawks the next few weeks. Thanksgiving night against the San Francisco 49ers on Thanksgiving night. I think the Seahawks here, they get the win on this one. Short week. You look at that Niner team, and they've been up and down, right? What Brock Purdy is going to show up? What about the injuries? Who's going to be back? Some of their top playmakers have been absent the last couple of weeks. Great opportunity for the Seahawks to get a win. Then you have another Thursday night game. You take on the Dallas Cowboys the week following. That game in Dallas, I don't feel great about that game. The Cowboys, this is a team that is pretty good when it comes to the line of scrimmage. And we've seen when the Seahawks have lost games this year, they've struggled at the line of scrimmage. I think the Cowboys can capitalize, and I expect them to win that game there, the Cowboys to do so in Dallas. Then you take on the San Francisco 49ers. Again, if we're just being realistic here, the expectation should be that you split the series with the Niners. Both these teams are pretty evenly matched. And out of respect to your opponent, because the Niners, we've seen them look really good this year. At times, they've looked like the best team in football. And other times, they've looked like that they've been wandering looking for Wilson, the volleyball. I think that the Niners at home are going to be awfully tough to beat. You do have a couple extra days to get ready for that game, though, because you would have played the Thursday prior, so that should help. But I still like San Francisco to take care of business there. So our first 5 to finish off the season, I got the Seahawks 3-2. More to come here in just a second. Before I give you my final prediction of how this season, the rest of the season shakes out. What is your final prediction for the Seahawks? It's our pinned comment today. Weigh in the comment section. Tell me how you think this ultimately is going to play out for Seattle. Then you take on the defending NFC champion Philadelphia Eagles. The Eagles only have one loss so far this year. That was at the hands of the New York Jets. And Philadelphia looks like a complete football team. The thing to watch for of what could be the difference in this game is Jalen Hurts has turned the ball over a lot this year. His turnovers are up significantly from what they typically are. That'd be something potentially to capitalize on when you take on Philly. Then you take on the Tennessee Titans. And after the losing streak, I think the Seahawks get back on track and win that game against Tennessee. Tennessee's got their fair share of problems. I know it'll be a road game, but Nissan Stadium's not an intimidating atmosphere of any sorts. The Titans' season should be over at that point in time, playing for draft picks. Who knows if Vrabel's even going to have a job by then. I like the Seahawks to win in Nashville. Then you take on the Steelers. The Steelers are a very interesting team, kind of similar to an extent to this Seahawks team of trying to make a name for themselves, right? Trying to join the elites in the NFL. The Steelers, I don't know what Kenny Pickett we're going to get. The game is in Seattle, fortunately. I like the Seahawks to win that one. And then you close out the regular season taking on the Arizona Cardinals. And you already beat the Cardinals once. Cardinals at that point are probably going to be trying to play for the number one overall pick to participate in the Caleb Williams sweepstakes. I like the Seahawks to get the job done, finish off the regular season with 3 straight wins. You'll take it. So there will be some peaks. There will be some valleys here in the next few weeks. But ultimately, I think the Seahawks finish out 11-6, which was actually my original prediction before the season began. So I think you'll take that. 11-6. You might win the division. You might be in the wild card. It'd be pretty close. But I think you can live with an 11-6 record. What is the toughest game remaining on the Seahawks schedule to finish out 2023 as we go through the final stretch of these last 9 games? Weigh in the comment section. Tell me what you think the toughest game left is. Today's show is sponsored by Game Time. Game Time, the place to go for tickets for the lowest prices and the best seats guaranteed. This weekend, headed to Lawrence, Kansas, the birthplace of college basketball, to go watch my Kansas Jayhawks play. Going to watch some college football this weekend. You better believe I'm going to Game Time to get my tickets, and you can too. Whether it's Seahawk games, sporting events, concerts, theater productions, comedy shows, and more, you pick the game you want to go to, and then from there, you pick the seat you want, and you got all those cheap prices, right? And then you see the seat of what it looks like. From there, you're paying with either Apple Pay or Google Pay, and just like that, in a matter of moments, you got your tickets. Maybe you decide on a whim, you know what, I really want to go to a game tonight. You can do so that fast, so quickly with Game Time, folks. If you use the promo code Seahawks Chat, we are giving Seahawks Today viewers $20 off when you download Game Time today. Terms and conditions do apply. Create an account. Start saving with Game Time. The best seats, the lowest prices guaranteed. $20 off with the promo code Seahawks Chat. Download it today. All right, let's go through these next few games here of what the Seahawks have hit here, starting with this week against the Washington Commanders. The big key for me is what Sam Howell is going to show up. If the Seahawks get aggressive, if they can go after Sam Howell and be effective in their pass rush and capitalize on that weak Commanders' offensive line, the Seahawks should be in good shape. This is a game that you control what you control, right? Where if the Seahawks lose, it's because they didn't do their job right. They have every reason to win this football game. They are the better team. No excuses to be losing the Commanders at home as far as I'm concerned. Who do you got? Seahawks or Commies? Spam S and C for Seahawks. Maybe you're going with the Commies for whatever reason. Type C for Commanders. Let us know in the comment section. I don't want to see any C's. Only show me those S's for the Seahawks in the comment section below. Then Thanksgiving night, we will be feasting together here on Seahawks Today, spending our holiday together. Me, Smitty, and all the 12s will be here for that fantastic matchup against the San Francisco 49ers. Short week and all. You're staying at home. Man, It's going to be interesting for both quarterbacks. What Geno and what Brock Purdy is going to show up. And then you do it again in a couple weeks after that. That's going to be fascinating to see how that game plays out. And a lot of energy, a lot of passion. Thanksgiving game, primetime stage doesn't get any better than that. Then you head to Arlington, Texas. The throwback uniforms come back for a game against the Dallas Cowboys. And I got to tell you, that Cowboys team, when they're on, they're on. And they are tough to beat. Dak, say what you want about Dak. Dak can win football games at the end of the day. Tough to beat the Cowboys at home. It's not quite December yet with the Cowboys struggle. Then against San Francisco again, you really are just hoping to split that series with San Francisco. If you can win one of those two, then I think you're feeling really good about that. One way or the other, and then hope things work out your direction from there. Who wins the NFC East? Is it going to be the Seahawks or is it going to be the Niners? Spam C for Seahawks. Maybe you're going with the Niners. Type SF for San Francisco if you're going to do so. Let us know in the comment section. C for Seattle, SF for San Francisco. The game against the Philadelphia Eagles, that one I'm going to be losing sleep over because the Eagles are such a good football team. That is the toughest game remaining on the schedule for the Seahawks. It's going to be really about trying to create turnovers and getting Jalen Hurts out of focus of some sorts, exposing that weakness. Even then, that still might not be enough. And then you wrap up Week 18 against Arizona. That is a great team to be facing Week 18 with playoff implications, potentially for the division or playoff seeding, and an Arizona team that's tanking, essentially, might be going for a young quarterback at that point. I'm glad that we get to play the Arizona Cardinals Week 18. There's no reason you shouldn't win that game. I got the Seahawks with an 11-6 record. That was my prediction at the beginning of the season. It feels about right for this team. It's not going to be easy. There's going to be some challenges. This next half of the season, it's going to be a doozy. But I still believe in this team. What's the final record going to be for the Seahawks? You heard my prediction. I got 11-6. What do you got? Let us know in that comment section how you think this plays out for the Seahawks. For more Seahawks coverage right here on Seahawks Today, subscribe now for free, and we'll see you right here on the channel.